The Kick-Off Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the Kick-Off Breakfast Show with Damian on your Saturday morning, and let's talk softball now, and let's welcome into the show the Chief Executive Officer of Softball New Zealand. It's Tony Giles. G'day, Tony.
Hi, Damian.
How you doing through this crazy time, mate?
Yeah, she's been an interesting period, isn't it, for the whole country, and particularly with a focus on sport, given the information that the government provided this week. So it's certainly a fluid and changing time, but certainly also more information to the potential of commencing community sport again.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think we'll see some of those tournaments that we didn't get to play maybe squeezed in sooner than later?
Yeah, I think there's still a lot to understand in this space. The grassroots game of softball, like in other codes, is a really high trust model when it comes down to Ministry of Health guidelines around contact tracing, personal hygiene, and also the sanitising of facilities and equipment. So there's still a bit to be understood in that space before we can commence. But listen, it's going to be a play it safe approach, making sure communications are strong, and then hopefully in the coming weeks we'll get to see sport back on the playing field.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. You've got some new leaders around the country, your junior teams, your senior teams. Last time we talked, it was about having the right structure. How do you think your structure is now?
So I think the people we've got in our system now in softball at the elite level, i.e. national program level, is as strong as it's been over the past decade. The IP that we've been managing to get involved in the game is just, quite frankly, superb. To have people like Roman Gabriel and Donnie Hale at the helm of the female game, adding in obviously the likes of Mark Sorensen and Daryl Marino heading the Black Sox, and of course just last week the confirmation of Jared Martin taking over the junior Black Sox program. They just add to a system which is just getting better and better, and we're excited about what that's going to look like in the years ahead. Listen, there's been obviously some major decisions that have impacted the global scheme of sport with COVID-19 and what that means, and like softball that has a community grassroots feel right through to the international World Championship level. There's a lot of parameters to understand. So you'll be aware, Damian, that we've had to postpone the Men's World Cup that was scheduled for Auckland in February 2021. That's a 12-month suspension. Right. We've also had from the world body postponements of the Women's World Cup, the Under-18 Women's World Cup, and other feature events. So it's a very fluid time, but plans are afoot to ensure that national teams can commence their campaigns and their camps and training regimes in the coming weeks. And we're discussing with associations and clubs about the commencement of local sport as well. So different rules and parameters for some, but looking forward to having the sport recommence indoors through winter and getting ready for that kind of August, September club registration time.
We had Brett Mulholland on the show the other day, big supporter of New Zealand softball, and shouted it from the rooftops that we've got to continue supporting our teams just as we did pre-COVID-19. How do you feel about that?
Oh, listen, I just think it's a real privilege to be in an organisation and a sporting body that attracts wonderful people like Brent, the Ele Group and his entire team. I mean, what Brent and Ellen have committed to with softball during a time that is really complex for the recruitment, manufacturing and motor vehicle industry, all arms of the Ele Group, what he's committed to us and his partner softball, it just endears me to the man. I mean, he's a local guy. He loves the game, but more so, he really loves people. And that's the attraction that really appeals to me. Genuine people that have a genuine love for sport is fantastic. And to be partnering Softball New Zealand with the Ele Group is just testament to the vision and commitment that he has. And, you know, when the going gets tough, you kind of see who stands up, both on and off the diamond. And in this case, we're incredibly thankful for a guy whose organisation is based locally in Kapiti to be supporting our game. So, yeah, no, just brilliant.
The government has released, and Sport New Zealand has released, funding for clubs, associations, national bodies. Is it a fair share? Is it equal? Because obviously softball coming out of summer, going into winter, is softball still going to be looked after?
Yeah, we've been part of those discussions with Peter Miskimen and Sport New Zealand, as well as High Performance Sport New Zealand, who've released a $25 million fund across 4 tranches of funding support to the sector. That first tranche, of course, as you referred to, was the Community Resilience Fund. There's a $15 million pool there for local and regional bodies to put their hand up for support. So at a club base, whatever code you're in, you have the ability from Monday to apply for $1,000 hardship grant for your fixed cost, and regional bodies have the opportunity to look at funds for the same authorised purpose up to around about $40,000. So whilst it's targeted more at the winter code, based on membership not being active now and revenue not being maintained to cover those overheads, there is an opportunity for not just softball but summer codes to also look at their fixed costs and potential losses as we emerge out of the COVID pandemic. So yeah, listen, we've been working with our associations and all of our 129 clubs. We've personally registered them all, and the opportunity is now up to them to engage with local RST, in this case that is Sport Wellington, to actually engage with that RST and put their hand in the hat for some fiscal support at a time for sport that's really tough.
I just want to quickly touch on the WBSC under-18s that you had at Palmerston North there. How do you think the tournament went regardless of the result?
Listen, I think it was a huge success. We had 12 truly global competitive young men's teams there at a world event in regional New Zealand for the sport of softball. Just outstanding. First time in, 27 years a Junior World Cup has been held in this nation. And to have the Junior Black Sox there under lights at Calhoun Park in Palmerston North. Damian, you were there and you witnessed that opening night. 3,500 people turned up at their ballpark to watch that first game against Japan, who ultimately went on to win the tournament. What an outstanding occasion that was. And across the next 9 days, we saw some brilliant ball. And, the opportunity for these young men on the big stage is complex for some. But on the whole, we saw some great talent emerging out of that. A very young team selected for New Zealand. I think 5 or 6 of those players are eligible to go again in 2022. And that experience will put them in good stead as we work towards a European World Championship to be held possibly in Prague, that will be led by Jared Martin. So those young men had a great opportunity. They did embrace it. They took it with both hands and will become better because of it.
Last question, mate. We have just heard the announcement of the first under-23 World Cup. What will that do to our age development, our age grades in New Zealand? Will we see finally a true 23 grade?
Yeah, I think it's exciting because it provides a real pathway. We have, as you know, under 15, under 18, under 23 and a senior pathway in both of our brands, male and female. And for the Black Sox brand, the under 23 men run by Stephen Deans out of Palmerston North. It's just a great opportunity, a great product. They get to go to Argentina in September of 2021, just a month after the under-18 girls are in Peru. So a truly global game, an opportunity for young men to step out of that under-18 program, retain their knowledge and talent within the sport and really, continue their pathway as they want to progress right to the top with the Black Sox. So 23, well, a truly great decision by WBSC, and Softball New Zealand's really behind it and supporting that product. You're already aware there's an under-23 NFC or National Fast Pitch Championship, and we're looking to grow that now that there is a truly world pinnacle event for the age group.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, my friend. Go well, look after yourself in the coming weeks, the coming levels, whatever that means for you guys, and I just appreciate all your work, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks, Damian, and just to all your listeners too, stay safe out there. It's been a long time. New Zealand's just been incredible during this lockdown period, and level 2 is a stepping stone back to normality, but there's still some work to do. So stay safe and go well to all your supporters.